Morning everyone, this is Anupama. Today I am here to discuss a few things about lines and angles. Okay, lines and angles are the basic geometric shapes. Lines and angles are basic geometric shapes. Okay, lines and angles are basic geometric shapes. Let us see first about lines. Okay, first let me draw how the line looks like. This is a line. You can see a line in this way. What you are observing here, this is a line. Okay, this line is collection of points. Okay, collection of points which extends both sides indefinitely. Both sides it will go, but it won't have any end points. It won't stop anywhere. Just it continues indefinitely both sides. This is called a line. We can name this as by taking any alphabets. Okay, alphabets, any alphabets. I took here A and B. You can take even XY or Z, XYZ, YZ, XZ, like that you can take anything, any letters you can use for to identify the line. And this is represented as AB. And above to AB you have to draw a small line. Like this we will represent line AB and we can read it as line AB. Now coming to one part of a line. Okay, to identify that part of line I am taking two different points on the line with some specific distance, and I am giving name to that points. That is, I took C and D. For the two different points I took C and D. Okay, what you observe by this part of the line, this part of the line is having two endpoints. This part of line is having two endpoints. That means it won't extend indefinitely both sides. It stops particular in both sides. It stops some particular place. So this is called as, this part of line is called as line segment. Line segment. And how we can represent that as C, D, about that, to that we have to draw a small line segment, and we can read it as line segment CD. This is one part of line. What you observe, the difference between this line and line segment? Line is not having any endpoints. Okay, line is not having any endpoints, and this line segment is having two endpoints. Understood? Can you identify what is a segment? Line segment in here I am drawing one more line. Can you identify what is the line segment, children? Yes, I am taking this as PQ. So what is the line segment here, ma? What is the line segment? Line segment PQ. PQ is the line segment, and it is a part of line. Next, coming to one more part in the line. See, I am taking only one point here. I am taking only one point P. Okay, and what you observe here, this is having one end point and the other side it extends. If you take this side, it is extending, and here is the end point. If you take this side it is extending, and this is the end point. So in this, what you can say, array is having one end point and extends on the indefinitely on the other side. This is called a ray. So this part of line is called ray. And how we can identify it? How we can represent it? Like PE, ray PE. Above to that you have to draw a small ray, or you can write as ray PE also. Okay, these are the specific two parts of lines. Okay, two parts of line. Next, coming to types of lines. Types of lines. First one is intersecting lines. Intersecting lines. Okay, first let me show how we can represent them as. Let us draw the figure. Then you can understand it very easily. Okay, I took two lines AB and CD. AB and CD, and these two are having one common point here. That means these two lines are passing through the same common point. Got it? Understood? Here, what are the two lines here, ma? What are the two lines? AB and CD. And what is the intersection point here? O. The intersection point is given as name O. Okay. So, what you understand by this figure? The lines, two lines which are passing through same common point are called intersecting lines. Okay, intersecting lines. Next, second one is non-intersecting lines. Non-intersecting lines. Now, for this specific thing, let me draw two lines. I took two lines, ma, here also again. But, let me give the names first. EF and GH. See, what is the difference you are observing in these two types? Here you are having one common point. Are these two lines are having any common point? No, you are not having any common point. And what you are observing specifically, it maintains equal distance. It maintains equal distance between the two lines. These type of lines are called as parallel lines. Parallel lines. Okay, parallel lines are the lines which do not have any common point but maintain same equal distance between the two lines. Next, coming to concurrent lines. Concurrent lines. First, for this also let me draw figure. Let me draw a figure to show me concurrent lines. Okay, here I took AB one line, CD second line, EF third line, GH fourth line. Okay, fourth line. So, once see, this is intersecting lines and this is concurrent lines, right? What is the difference between these two, ma? What is the difference between these two? These intersecting lines are having two lines. And here how many lines you are able to see? One. See, AB is one line, CD second, EF third, GH fourth line. That means three or more lines when passing through same common point, those lines are called as concurrent lines. The lines, three or more lines passing through a common point, then those lines are called as concurrent lines. The main difference between the intersecting and concurrent lines is that intersecting lines will have only two lines and the concurrent lines you have more than three lines. Okay, this is the main difference between these types of lines. Next, coming to angles. Yes, coming to angles. First of all, let us see the definition of an angle. If you take two rays, okay, two rays like this, I am giving name for this as OPOQ. The center is, the common vertex is O and this is P, this is Q. These two are rays, right? Ray OQ, ray OP. Ray OP. When you took two rays and they are having one common vertex and the gap here, whatever is appeared, that gap we called as angle. This is called as initial ray. This is called as initial ray and this is the common vertex. Sorry. These are two rays, and the space here appeared is called as angle. Okay, these two are rays, OP and OQ. Okay, so that is called as an angle, and it is measured in degrees or radians. Degrees are radians. Okay, so let us see some types of angles. Particularly, if you take some pairs of angles, let us see some pair of angles which are having different names. Okay, different names. First one is complementary angles. Complementary angles, which shows that if you take two angles, let us take angle A and angle B. If you add these two, you will get 90 degrees. So these two angles are called as complementary angles. If you add two angles and you got the sum as 90, those two are called as complementary angles. Second one is supplementary angles. Supplementary angles. This what ma? Before we got some 90. Now here you will get 180 degrees. If you take two angles and the sum of the two angles is 180 degrees, then those two are called as supplementary angles. Next, third one is adjacent angles. Adjacent angles. How you can say this? How you can see these angles as? Let me draw a figure which shows how the adjacent angles look like. I took a line and I put, say for example, I took one ray. Let us name this as G, H, this is O and this is I. Okay, here GH is a line and what is OM here? Ray. I took one line and a ray. Okay, now the angle formed here, IOG and IOH. Angle IOG and angle IOH. One more thing here, we represent an angle in this way. Where the angle is formed, that must be in the middle and the remaining two letters must be either side of the angle. Okay. So angle IOG, this one, angle IOG. Let us take that as 1 to understand. And one more angle is what? IOH. IOH. Let us take this as 2. So here IOG and IOH are adjacent angles. That means adjacent angles will have one common vertex and a common arm. The angles which have one common vertex and one common arm, those type of angles are called as adjacent angles.